Alright guys, Lottie back here with Pinpoint Tutoring. So we've gone over the basic building blocks of algebra. Now we're going to get into solving one-step equations using a particular system of linears. Now I'm going to kind of split this video up into hopefully 2 or 3 2-minute videos each. So we've already kind of seen this kind of problem before in our previous videos if you've been following us. But again, please follow us on Instagram at Pinpoint_tutoring. Look out for some fun stuff we post there. And look for us on Facebook again at Pinpoint Tutoring Services. So, you know by now, if you've been following our videos, that this expression means 3 times some number is equal to 15. And if you're already smart savvy and you got some number sense, you know that 3 times 5 is 15, which means that x must be 5. Now, if you kind of want to go about systematically solving these equations, what we have to do is have a particular way of solving them using certain steps. So I'm going to focus on this part real quick. Just 3x is equal to 15 for my first video. So this means that 3 times some number, is equal to 15. To solve a one-step equation where you have multiplication like this, since 3 is multiplying x, you are going to do the opposite action to this whole expression. The opposite action of multiplying is dividing. But for an equation to be alright, what you need is for something that is happening on the left to also happen on the right. And you'll see why that leads to the correct answer. So since 3 is multiplying x, I'm going to divide both sides by 3. If it were multiplying by a 2, I would divide both sides by 2. If this were a 5, I would divide both sides by 5. And you'll see why. If I divide both sides by 3, then these 3's cancel, because 3 divided by 3 is a 1. And a 1 times anything is just that thing itself. So 1 times x is x. Remember, x is just a number. So is now equal to 15 divided by 3. Well, you say, hold up, 15 divided by 3 seems like a familiar number I've possibly seen before. And if you use that in your calculator, if you don't know how to, or you know about number sense, then 15 divided by 3 is 5. And it is no small coincidence that we divided by the number we multiplied by to figure out that the number we multiplied by had to be 5. And that'll make sense the more you do these. All you're doing in that step of dividing is saying, I'm trying to figure out what this number is if I don't know it off the top of my head. If you can look at that and determine that it's 5, then you don't need to worry about these. But for bigger numbers, like say if this were 2015 and this were 949, then this step comes in handy, and so does a calculator. But just understand that we're trying to get through by dividing both sides by 3, because we had to multiply by 3 here, because this is 3 multiplied by x being 15. So watch out for the next video, which is a little bit more complex.